A question came up recently, and I thought that might make a good topic for a kitchen vlog. People have seen me use in my videos this bottle has the word cooking on it. This is my cooking olive oil. And I mentioned that this is the olive oil that I use for cooking. And I always say, reserve the extra virgin olive oil for flavoring. That extra virgin olive oil is a flavoring oil. And someone asked me, well, what's the difference between a flavoring oil and a cooking oil? And it's not so much the flavor, it's the temperature at which you can cook with it. For example, I'll give you hopefully an amusing example. I found it amusing. I was on YouTube and I was looking at videos of stir fries because a lot of us, myself included, we don't know how to do a proper stir fry. I don't. I've never learned how, and I'd like to learn how. One of these days I will. But I was watching this woman, not a very well done video, because she was in her kitchen. To one side, behind her was a window, no curtains or drapes, and it was bright outside. And when she moved over there, like that's where she was mixing things, she was standing in front of this bright window, and she was just a dark silhouette. And then when she moved over to the stove, you could finally see her. Anyways, that's different. She was talking about doing stir fry. That's why I was interested in the video. And she had a big pan heating on her stove. And she said, I'm going to cook my vegetables. She's been chopping her vegetables. I'm going to cook my chopped vegetables now in extra virgin olive oil. And I thought, oh, this ought to be interesting. Bad me. I shouldn't be this way. Forgive me. But I did. I was amused by it. I have one sleeve up and one sleeve down. Should make up my mind. I'm getting old. Anyways, I thought this should be interesting. And she poured her extra virgin olive oil into the skillet. These plumes of smoke arose from the pan. And you don't do that. You don't cook in extra virgin olive oil. And the reason why is because extra virgin olive oil has a low smoke point. And by the way, if you want to learn how extra virgin olive oil is made or harvested or whatever, go on to YouTube and look up making olive oil or harvesting olive oil, how olive oil is made. Some fascinating videos, especially the ones where they show the old-time presses that they still use in Spain and Italy to press the olives to get the oil out for cold pressing. I watched a lot of those videos. Really, really fascinating. Anyways, they have different smoke points. I have both in my kitchen. Pure olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. This one's dark because the plastic is also dark, but it's a darker oil. And this is a healthier oil. This was the thing. I went on to YouTube and looked up these oils, and all the videos that I saw talked about the health value of extra virgin olive oil, because there are other molecules in there that are healthier for your body, like things that can help protect your cells from oxidation, antioxidants, help to reduce the possibility of cancer. This is a fine oil, not a dangerous oil, but it's not really a flavoring oil. It tastes good. I like the flavor of this, but it's better for cooking. And here's the reason why. This has a smoke point of around 390 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 200 degrees Celsius. So you can get this up to nearly 400 degrees. Now this one isn't so bad. This is 375 degrees Fahrenheit. But a lot of times when you're cooking in a skillet, especially if you're going to be browning things, you're up to that 350, 375 degree temperature. And that's when this is going to start to burn and smoke. And the problem with it starting to burn and smoke is that's when there are like hydrocarbons or something in there, things that can actually be unhealthy for you, like carcinogens. So you don't want to burn your oil, and it also ruins the flavor of the oil. So you cook with this stuff because you can get this temperature up pretty high. There are other fats you can cook with. Oh, and by the way, This is one of my kitchen binders. I have a little page, half sheet binder. I have a page just about smoke points of oils because I have different fats in my kitchen. Yesterday I did this. I clarified some butter. You clarify butter to get the water, especially here in the USA, because whole butter in the store can be up to, I think it's 20% water. That's a lot. Plus there's other things in there, milk solids and so forth. You want to get that stuff out. If you've ever cooked with whole butter and you see how it browns, starts to brown in the pan, your eggs start having this dirty brown look to them. That's the stuff in the butter, the milk solids burning in the pan. Butter has a smoke point of anywhere from as low as 250 degrees, which is just a little bit above boiling, to 375, which isn't bad if it's a really clean butter. 120 degrees to 190 degrees Celsius. But clarified butter, like this butter, you can heat this up to 485 degrees. That's a nice temperature at which to saute if you want to saute in butter, clarified butter. 485 degrees Fahrenheit is about 250 degrees Celsius. That jar is wet because it's been cold. It's cold. It's been in the refrigerator and it has humidity on the outside, condensation. Okay. If you really want to saute at a high temperature, like one of the things I really like to make is, and I've got videos about this. Oh, and by the way, I have a video on how to clarify butter. It's on YouTube. And if you see it, you'll see me using, I believe, a white pan. It's a ceramic pan. People always ask me, where did you get that pan? Where did you get that pan? It's a nice pan. That was a gift. I got 2 of them, a gift from a friend. She works in a charity gift shop. It's like a Catholic Charities thrift shop, actually. And they came in and she said, "Ooh, I'm going to buy these for Dennis." And she snagged them right away. She bought them and she gave them to me. Beautiful condition. They're no longer available, but you can find them on eBay. And I forgot the name. Maybe I'll put it down in the description below on how to look up to find those pans on eBay. They're nice little pans. I don't use them much, but I use one of them all the time for clarifying butter. Okay, high temperature oil. The best oil for cooking at high temperature. I like to make, I call it lamb chops saltimbocca. So I buy a rack of lamb, cut the rack into double chop. So I have a thick piece of meat. That way you run less risk of overcooking the lamb and making it tough to chew. And then I wrap it in prosciutto and then cook that on a stovetop grill. Or you could cook it on the grill outside as well. And to get those nice grill marks, those lines in the meat, you want to leave it in one place, but on a hot grill. So you want to try to get it up pretty high, the temperature, without burning. Well, the best oil you can use for that, I just bought some more, safflower oil. This has a smoke point of up over 510 degrees. You can get your pan pretty hot with this oil. 510 degrees Fahrenheit is about 265 degrees Celsius. So this is what I use for really, if I'm going to do some high temperature searing, like when I do those lamb chops or a steak, putting a steak on the grill, either outside. I'll use this with a paper towel to oil my grill because I know this won't burn as easily as, say, canola oil or vegetable shortening. But anyways, that's kind of, as best I can, my description of oils. EVOO, extra virgin olive oil, burns at a lower temperature, therefore reserve it for flavoring because it has a really nice flavor to it. I mean, those of you who know the flavor of extra virgin olive oil, why burn it? Save that flavor, pour it over salad. I grew up in New England, and the pizza chefs in the Italian pizzerias there, always, before the pizza would go into the oven, olive oil over the pizza. There was one family that I knew, they owned a deli, and their oil was delivered by truck. They had this big metal like urn thing with a faucet in the bottom, and a truck would come by once a week or so, and with a hose fill that urn up with olive oil. That's how much olive oil they used. So an Italian family. My mom's family was Italian. In fact, here's a little story for you. When we were growing up, Mom would make things that we called them in New England grinders. Some places they're called hoagies. Some places it's submarine sandwiches. And we liked them. But there was one flavor that Mom never got right. And I could never figure out what that flavor was. Well, she was using salad oil rather than olive oil. And when I was old enough that I moved out of my parents' house, that's about 20, 21 years old, I bought a bottle of olive oil at the store because I had never used it before and I was curious what it was. And I poured some in a little spoon, tasted it. Oh, there was that flavor that was missing from my mom's grinders that the delis always had that flavor because they were using real oil. And I asked my mom one day, I said, Mom, olive oil is so delicious. Why don't you use it? Oh, I hate olive oil. She said, your grandfather cooked everything in olive oil. He even fried eggs in olive oil. She grew up learning to hate olive oil. That explains that. But anyways, that's my explanation of the difference between oils, why you would want to use cooking oil in some instances, and you don't cook with extra virgin olive oil because you don't want to ruin it, you don't want to burn it, and it's got such a delicious flavor. Save that as a flavoring oil. So hopefully you enjoyed this little explanation as much as I enjoyed explaining it. Thanks for watching.